I like to believe I am the Julius Baer of this industry. I'll say I have at least 6 to 7,000 crores of assets under management. In 2024, when we ended, we had around 1,06,000 rooms.
How many villas do you have now?
Now 425 under our management.
Really?
And I have no ambitions of being the largest. Tejas, my wife, we husband, wife, founders. Both of us just said, okay, let's just hang our boots in our professional careers and देखेंगे क्या होता है. तो वो 2 साल वो रहेंगे नहीं रहेंगे पता नहीं था.
Was it near death for you guys?
Yeah, near death.
Talk for that a little bit.
So you know what Cadbury's did? Cadbury's looked at the entire chocolate market and they said, why should I be in the red ocean of chocolate market? So they came up with celebrations. We are in the space. So SaffronStays realized that we are in the space of celebrations, with the villas being positioned as places where you can come and celebrate. Hospitality is not an ROI business. Oh, it's a return on ego business. The story was, we had started out in 2015 and I was about to give up. One Parsi gentleman called us and said, goosebumps आते हैं जब भी हम वो याद करते हैं. If you can control these 3, you built a brand.
They're rolling? So the moment your coffee comes after the meal, the guy behind you is standing.
Yes.
Ki now get up.
अभी उठ जा भाई.
Devendra, first of all, welcome to the Barbershop.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for
Pleasure
coming.
being here.
And today, whenever someone asks me, ki what kind of startups will you invest in? What kind of spaces are becoming big? Now, like so big part of Bombay Shaving Company's advertising strategy is to go to colleges.
Wow.
So yesterday I was in Chitkara University, for example.
Wow.
On Monday evening I was in ISB Mohali. And we try to touch at least one college a month between me and Bombay Shaving Company, any of our senior folks. We have done a lot of barbershop with Diksha and her team in colleges, sessions, raise up winner, etc. So anytime, the biggest question is, if I want to start up after college, what field do I choose? And my answer, and you may not like it fully, or it may validate you, but it will create competition, is health and wellness or travel.
Wow.
Health and wellness because we are having a health and wellness moment, and travel because I think I have not seen this scale of consumption across the value chain of travel like we have seen after COVID has kind of corrected. And you have built an amazing institution. We have experienced it firsthand when our management offsite happened at Araqila. The most beautiful property, and from Maharashtra I felt like sometimes tourism departments have to do a lot of marketing to really make it work, right? But
really,
you're doing some of that work. But that's what I say, and I think travel is having its moment. It has never been the case. COVID went completely down. I know because we share common investors. We've kind of heard each other's stories. But welcome to the Barbershop, and would love to know more about how you are viewing the consumer, how you are viewing your company, and how you are building a brand through products like Araqila, which have so much heart in it, in addition to, of course, the operating color of it. So let's start from whichever part of this question you like. What do you think about the industry and how has it been going for you?
So I'll take you back into the story of where we began. So we began many years ago, in fact decades ago, when Tejas, my wife and founder, we husband-wife founders, she used to holiday in Tata Tea guest houses, Tata Steel guest houses, because her dad was the chief economist of the Tata Group.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And when we were dating, I remember I used to also, kind of chipka there. And we always used to wonder that why is this not democratized? So I remember when on a honeymoon, my father-in-law gifted us a 3-day stay at Fort Kochi, Tata Tea, beautiful director's guest house. And we were sitting on the wooden floor staircase, and this white crisp uniform, this guy comes and says, "Madam, what would you like to have?" And we literally looked at each other and said, we are going to lose this because your dad is retiring. This needs to be unlocked as a product for ourselves.
Correct.
Then life came in, EMIs came in.
How old were you guys then?
I was 25. Okay. We got married very early. She was 23.
Very young.
Yeah. So this was 2001. And then, life takes over, right? I mean, in typical Maharashtrians, we are both Maharashtrians. Ugits Kashala comes into the picture. Why the hell are you doing this?
Correct.
Right? And then cut to 2016, I turned 40. Midlife crisis happened, and I said, "Dude, I'm going to do this." Okay, so both of us quit our respective.
What were you guys
profile.
doing then?
I was a partner with EY.
Okay.
I used to head the cybersecurity practice. I
Arre
built
wah.
it from
In India.
scratch. Yeah, like an entrepreneur. And Tejas, chartered accountant, corporate banker, ICICI Bank, HSBC, stressed assets, all of that, banking, all of that. So both of us just said, okay, let's just hang our boots in our professional careers and देखेंगे क्या होता है. So here we are. I mean, it's been now 9 to 10 years that we are into this journey. I think we have a very similar,
Same cohort, 2016.
same time frame.
Correct.
Yeah. But what we are seeing,
But what hospitality and because
yes,
I don't know whether you know this, and I've said this on the podcast before when we've had both of them on the pod before. The founders of Trebo Hospitality, Sid and Rahul, were both my managers at McKinsey at different points in time.
wow, okay,
They're 2 years my senior.
senior,
When they started Trebo in 2014, 2015, I was going to join them as their first employee.
oh really?
Because I was in McKinsey for a few years. I thought I want to start up. So I thought let me work
सीख
with
लेंगे.
entrepreneurs who I respect. And वहाँ सीख के मैं चला जाऊँगा. So I interviewed with Flipkart. I interviewed with Trebo. And there were only 2 of them and $6 million of fundraise.
Wow.
That was the company.
Wow.
So they said, why don't you come? But that didn't work out because I wanted more equity and no salary. And they said, ये सब नहीं हो पाएगा. Then I went on. But since I happen to be an investor in Trebo.
Oh wow.
So I have followed. That's also been a very difficult journey, especially with COVID.
Yes.
But what hospitality was in 2015 and what it is today
Totally different.
is completely chalk and cheese.
Yes.
So talk about what the from to has been.
So
for you.
when we started out, we always knew that we wanted to be in this space of villas and bungalows, and we consciously chose a product which we were building for ourselves. So we knew that यहाँ पे scale नहीं होगा जितने speed से budget में होगा या जितने speed से the way Oyos and the Trebos and all of those, or even Airbnb as an aggregator. Would scale. We were very clear that we wanted to build a legacy and build a brand.
So you knew you wanted to build in the upper end?
Yes.
And in villas and
yes. So in
stays,
the
homestays.
hospitality space, this is called luxury, upper upscale and upscale.
Okay.
These are the top 3 categories.
Okay.
Right? And we wanted to play in that space itself. And we were very clear this will be villas. This will be only bungalows. This will be heritage homes. These will be inventory which is consumed as a family. So right in the beginning, you will perhaps find this uncanny, but in 2015, we coined our tagline, where families bond. And it's remained so, and our product proposition has remained so for last 10 years. And I don't feel this is going to change. So if you look at all the hospitality players, they either talk about making memories, they talk about experiences, they talk about luxury quotient, so many other things that, that they do. And kudos to them for doing so. We have taken a very different plank that we are a brand or a company which is in the business of bringing people together. That's it. In a way, it allows me to be a little lazy also because I don't have to have the obsequious service that, one has to, or butler service or वो सब जरूरत नहीं है. You give a bungalow, you give clean, fresh towels, you give clean linen, you have fantastic smelling washrooms, great home cooked food, and your job is done. Right? It's as simple as
so
that.
the staff is... So I remember experiencing the first time, I'll tell you, I remember experiencing the first time in a Amastays property.
Correct.
Right? Not I stayed there before I stayed in a Saffron one. And Ama had expanded from like 5 properties to like 200.
Yeah.
So Chatwal, I think, really bet on this. And it's a big part of, I think, how Taj... if you see Taj's performance, has been incredible.
Insane.
IHCL is... in my view, probably the top performing operating efficiency company on the stock market in the last 5 years.
Absolutely.
I remember 5 years back, like the margin expansion journey they've taken to now. Anyways, so I remember that person who was the general manager of that particular villa in Lonavala, somewhere near Lonavala.
Sluice Gate.
I forget where it was. Somewhere there. And it was 6-bedroom near Pauna or one of these places.
Okay.
So, and we had taken the entire management team. At that time was only 13, 14 people. So we had taken them there. And they said, this is the Taj experience, but in your own house. So it is all Taj trained hospitality staff from the cook. All the meals are included.
Correct.
We got 6 or 7 rooms. So there was 15 people for 90,000 rupees a night. All meals included.
Lovely.
We got all our alcohol ourselves. We had our own music. So this was like a totally private
killer proposition
with the Taj
Correct.
Hospitality. Like
Yeah.
next morning, laundry, the bathrooms, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, the toiletries was including like Bombay Shaving Company stuff. I was like, great, this is good stuff. And then I saw them going off. Then I saw, SaffronStays also like started to expand and acquire.
Yes.
And you guys have just found a lot of real estate. I've stayed in an Isprava for like a friend's 40th birthday
Yes.
party.
Yes.
So now people have gotten used to this.
Yes.
This was not existent as a use case 10 years back.
This use case didn't exist. So in fact, I remember when I used to go to HNIs who owned these villas and bungalows at that point of time. Firstly, supply बहुत कम था. That was the biggest constraint to my business. But to convince an HNI to part with his or her home, it was easier for me to convince my father-in-law to part with his daughter than to convince an HNI to part with his bungalow. That is a level of personal attachment. But therein also lies a secret. The secret is, in his or her mind, this is not a commercial proposition. In his or her mind, this is a very different personal equation. He or she is unlocking his home. Right? It's a very different product on the supply
not a
side.
lease.
It's not a. You can never expand throwing minimum guarantees and leases at the homeowners. You get it?
You call them homeowners.
Yeah,
They're
they're
not property
homeowners.
owners.
They're not property owners. In my mind, they are homeowners. They are the ones who are unlocking their private spaces to you.
So you are the custodian of someone else's
I am
home.
merely a custodian.
Okay.
We retain the spirit of the home, which is you have a friendly neighborhood caretaker or a caretaking family who cooks home cooked food for you. Why bring hotel food into a home, right? When you go to a home, you want the comfort of putting up your feet, being in your pajamas,
Having
jumping
chai,
into the
coffee,
pool.
whatever.
आपका खाना घर का खाना. In Marathi, चुलीवरचं जेवण, गावरान mutton, right? I mean that kind of food. Or if you go to just go to Dehradun and search for Pahadi food in Dehradun, you will not find one restaurant offering that. But I have 35 homes in and around Dehradun offering Pahadi food to you, authentic Pahadi food to you. Same gets repeated in Garhwal, same gets repeated in Nilgiris, same gets repeated in Kerala, same gets repeated in Goa, in Sindhudurg. So the idea is घर का खाना,
very
home cooked food made with authentic local ingredients, no city vegetables you will find there, okay, and with the love of the maushi or that cook or that no white butlered hospitality. So that's something that
let's break this down into supply and demand, right? So let's take supply now.
Yes.
Like I am a lay person in hospitality. Think of me as a consumer who's curious. So in these categories, which is let's say sub 50 room or sub 20 room hotels, 50 room hotels, and then larger 100 plus room hotels, how many room nights are there at different price points? How many villas are there, and how many let's say Airbnb type places are there? Like what's the number? What's the supply?
So if you look at the hotel industry, traditional hotel industry, and the top three categories of luxury, upper upscale and upscale, in 2024, when we ended, we had around 100,000 and 106, 106,000 rooms.
Okay.
This was projected to be in 3 years 135,000 odd rooms.
And this includes like Marriott's and Taj's and
correct. But out of this 133,000, less than 20% is actually leisure. Everything is urban. Hotels in cities, right? So I don't play in that space. I'm not in the urban space, at least for now.
Okay.
We eventually will get there, but right now we're not there. Which means the capacity that exists in the upper upscale, and the luxury is a small fraction of the demand, right? And demand, if you look at, is just growing exponentially because of the disposable income, GDP. We all know of that story, the consumption story. You and I are in the same story, right? But having said that, there is one structural difference in which we are, seeing this consumption story. If you look at 10 years ago or even 5 years ago, one person used to swipe the card and pay that 50,000 rupees or a 1 lakh rupee bill. Today, the younger generation, who in my definition is still families, because that's families or friends or families, they swipe the card, 10 people swiping the card independently. So the cost of a 50,000 comes down to 5 to 7,000 rupees per head, which suddenly becomes unbelievably affordable. So the customer is looking at two ways. One is the richer clientele, which is looking at one person swiping the card, and you have the younger generation, which is taking to villas as the norm, not the exception. Our generation
use cases. So for example, what are the kind of I think for example there will be like management teams or
That's at your and my level.
Corporates.
Okay, so leadership
but cousins
offsides.
coming together, for example.
Cousins coming together, and family get-togethers happening,
get-togethers.
Reunions happening.
40th birthday party. You're right.
40th birthday party, 50th birthday party, when you want to announce to the world I've arrived, right? Or special occasions like, for example, dog's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you will find uncanny uses. Okay, girls getaway, girls gangs going together, bachelorette photo shoots, Instagram friendly, photo
Rokas,
shoots.
haan.
Yeah. So, or rokas, yes, rokas, engagement ceremonies. I think people just need occasions and to celebrate. So, you know what Cadbury's did? Cadbury's looked at the entire chocolate market, many years ago. And they said, why should I be in the red ocean of chocolate market when I can actually beat the mithai market, which is probably 100 to 200 times bigger than the chocolate market.
Correct.
So they came up with celebrations.
Celebrations.
We are in the space. So SaffronStays realized that we are in the space of celebrations, family celebrations. So we are doing exactly what Cadbury's has done into the mithai market, with the villas being positioned as places where you can come and celebrate.
And how does a Saffron, for example, differentiate from an Esprava or a Stay Vista or a Ama?
Yeah.
These are all people who kind of take homeowners'
Yes.
assets and then convert them into like a variable product for
So we have taken,
customers
so at a brand perception level, we have taken a very emotional plank,
Okay.
which is the families coming together. Okay. At the lower level, in terms of standards, in terms of experience, I think we play in the upper upscale, and luxury. Some of the other players play across even budget categories, whatever.
Is budget? I was going to ask, is budget becoming a thing in this?
I want to stay away from that.
But can it become a thing?
Of course it can. There is a space for everybody, but I feel there's an effort-reward ratio. So, unlike a budget hotel where I can get revenues in one place and operational synergies in one place, a home, it better give me the revenue. Per home revenue for me is a massive metric.
Correct.
Right? And that per home revenue for me, if it doesn't exceed a certain threshold, I don't pick up the home. So budgets automatically kind of go away. Plus, there is a perception in the mind of the customer that SaffronStays stands for premium and luxury. I wouldn't want to disturb it. Even we have experimented looking at a light brand or a different kind of a brand, but we've said that problem is not to be solved. Younger generation is not concerned about budget.
Yeah.
Younger generation is concerned, particularly the women are concerned about safety. So, if you look at, if there's a group of girls and guys, the girls will invariably tend towards booking a reputed brand. CCTV cameras nahi rahenge, hidden cameras here and there. Or the staff is trained. There's somebody to back up the whole service.
Absolutely.
These are matters which play on your mind, right? I mean, these are things which... So, and also the certainty of experience. So, for example, if you book on a regular platform, it will be a hit or miss. But if you book through a SaffronStays, you are near sure that the experience is going to be certain, right? If you want a 5-star experience, you go to the 5-star that you mentioned, right? So, if you want a homely experience where families are coming together as a unit and celebrating their special occasions, come to a SaffronStays. If you want to go to, if you want to experience a villa which has been built in a gated community, maybe by the developer itself, go to a, Esprava Lohono. Because, because they have built their own villas, right? And they are in control of the inventory.
That's also an interesting business. I get a lot of emails from them.
Yes.
Invest this much, build your villa and give it to us.
Yeah.
We'll help you with the whole. So it's like an end-to-end.
By hospitality.
It's a finance. I'm just the financier there then.
By hospitality, particularly villas, is not an ROI business. Oh, it's a return on ego business. Okay. I will build. See, yours and mine, we will always have a childhood dream. अपना बंगलो रहना चाहिए. है कि नहीं?
Correct.
बचपन में हमने बंगला गाड़ी वो तो right. So what has happened structurally? I'll tell you. Forget the consumption story. In the last 10 years, the kind of highways that are being built out, right? So Samruddhi Highway, for example, there are 49 irrigation projects in and around Nasik, which are getting unlocked because of Samruddhi Highway, right down to Shirdi, right down to Nagpur.
Dude, there is this, the Bangalore-Mumbai highway.
Yes.
There is a stretch from Belgaum to Khanapur. My mom said that once you hit that stretch for 60 to 80 kilometers, you cannot believe that you're in India.
Absolutely.
It is just like Switzerland on both sides,
Yes.
and the road is like an autobahn.
Oh yeah, yes.
And you're right, the infra is okay. So there's infra building up.
So what has happened is distances which are 8 hours, 10 hours were suddenly now 3-4 hours.
Correct.
So a lot of people are unlocking land parcels by the lakes, by mountains, like this scenic drives that, and they're saying that let's build our bungalow for our own personal family, our checklist of a life. So bungalows are being built, villas are being built across the country, wherever infrastructure is reaching.
How many villas are there of this nature which are either already being given out through company like SaffronStays, or potentially can also do it? Like, what's the number there?
So at this point of time, if you ask me, that number, we don't have a clear answer
But
of
in the ballpark, I don't even know the ballpark.
But I'll give you a quick sense. No, one Asagaon in Goa, one small village, Asagaon in Goa, would have at least 700 to 800 villas, being built.
Presently.
That is the supply that is coming out in the next 3 years.
Wow.
So Goa is 29% to 30% of the overall second home market. Goa is 20%, Maharashtra is 29 to 30%. Together, Maharashtra, Goa is 50%
Of the second home market.
Of the second home market, the villa market, right? You can imagine what happens when religious tourism, all of that explodes. This space, as infrastructure grows, as Vande Bharats get there, as bullet trains get there, as your roads are getting better and better, you're going to unlock hinterlands of the country which are infinitely better than the rest of the world to start with. It's just that we didn't know. You went to Sindhudurg, okay? That was 15 minutes from the Maharashtra border from Goa, but isolated. Nobody knows about it. That whole Vengurla village or the Aravali Gaon, किसी को पता ही नहीं है.
Beautiful.
Absolutely dropped. You feel you're in New Zealand when you're standing there looking at the seas
That
there.
view is just outstanding.
Outstanding, right? I mean, you feel it's almost like a Game of Thrones ka wo ek, or a Lord of the Rings kind of a scene playing out in front of you. But that is the beauty of India. I don't think we have explored our hinterland of our country. So, when investors ask us this question, international expansion दिख नहीं रहा भाई तेरे pitch में, है ही नहीं.
जरूरत ही नहीं है.
ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. अगले 5 से 7 साल we have no aspirations of going outside the country.
I actually agree with you. I think about state tourism departments. I think Rajasthan, Kerala have done a fantastic job.
Brilliant job.
Rajasthan, Kerala have done a very good job. I think Odisha is now doing a very good job.
Yes.
With Jagannath Puri and a few of these. But there are Maharashtra, for example, it's a long way to go. Especially UP is now starting to with Ayodhya, and I think that's because of Mr. Modi and Mr. Yogi Adityanath. But the tourism department, for the longest time, there is food. There is so much religious tourism that can be possible in UP. I think Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah.
We have not.
Fabulous.
We have not spoken about Bandhavgarh, Ranthambore, Kanha. So many. You're right. There is just
so much out there and so much to offer. We just have to get a few things right.
Okay.
We have to get a safety quotient intact, especially women's safety, right? We got to get a cleanliness quotient intact. You drive down a highway, you don't have wayside amenities, you don't have clean toilets, and that, to me, you and I are looking at just men, and I think infrastructure, when you plan, how can you not plan wayside amenities alongside? How are you just planning flyovers and roads and expressways and all of that? But where are these? ये टेंडर का पार्टी होना चाहिए कि भाई every 50 kilometers there have to be clean toilets, clean food courts.
Wouldn't they come up the moment the tolls reach a certain number on these highways? Wouldn't like some business person set up a petrol pump, would set up a dhaba, would set up?
Oh, who bothers about clean toilets, especially for women? You look at coffee chain. There are 2 coffee chains, one which kind of went down under, and the other one which is proliferated in the country. The reason why the one is preferred over the other because of clean toilets. The other one, you open the toilet, it's all wet. The toilet tissues are all dirty, lying there. See, these are insights which play on a gender's mind, which perhaps you and I are not understanding.
this. तुम्ही जर कोणाच्या घरी जाता,
पहिला
लक्षण बाथरूम नहीं आता है.
You assess the family and the upbringing based on cleanliness of the washroom quotient, right?
Very interesting. So you're saying there is safety, there is hygiene,
yes,
and sanitation, cleanliness, etc. What else?
Rest, private entrepreneurship will take care. creation of supply, because there are a lot of HNIs who are building these bungalows. And if you recall, when I told you 135,000 rooms are coming in, out of which only 20% are in leisure, do you think that is sufficient to meet the demand which is growing? अभी आप देखो ये barely 7-8% से ग्रो हो रहा है, डिमांड तो 15% से ग्रो होता है, वैसे भी गैप था, the gap is only
gap is increasing.
Gap is increasing. Plus in hotel industry, permissions, your real estate, land acquisition costs, it's just, it's a never ending phenomenon. In the villa space, however, because it's isolated, okay, the problem is broken down to the...
You're right, it's a sum of variable P&Ls.
Sum of, yes, correct. So, what was lacking? Aesthetic sense was not there in the country. Villa बना रहा है, typical एक socialist style वो bungalow बना दिया उसने, उसको लगा pensioners paradise हो गया. But now if you look, every second villa, the architects coming out of JJ school are, passion projects से villas बना रहे, right? The backdrops are magical. You stayed in many of those. Lake glistening in the morning, and veranda becomes the center of gravity, right? The verandas become the...
You will be amazed. Actually, I also felt like the kitchen becomes the center of gravity.
Kitchen becomes, open kitchens.
Open kitchen becomes...
Right? You imagine so again, return on ego. Imagine you're a 50-year-old guy and you want to tell the whole world I have arrived. You want to invite all your friends to your aesthetic, gorgeous villa. You want to make a salad and toss a salad from them. Your friends are sitting around, right? But imagine now, 2 months later, the same villa goes down the drain and you wonder, why did I take this commercial decision? And then enters SaffronStays. And says, bhai, tera problem statement tha, maintenance na, main hu.
So how do you do it? For example, if I have a 4-bedroom villa in Asagaon, I'll come to you and I'll tell you that, hey, I have this property.
Yeah.
And now you as you are now the custodian of the villa.
Yes.
And the custodian of the consumer experience that is expecting a certain consistency from every SaffronStays touch point that they have.
The only thing I don't promise you is a certain magical return number or a monthly earning.
To me.
Yes, you as a homeowner. Two things that I promise to you. First, the quality of the guests. Because of the fact that we are, where families born and there is a certain type of a clientele, that's a clear promise that we make to you because of the way we have positioned ourselves. Second thing that we promise to you is that the house will be in mint fresh condition. Whenever you want to go, you are friends, it's open, there are no restrictions on any room nights. Some of our other competitors put restrictions on room nights.
In the sense? In what way?
कभी भी आओ. Calendar खुला है, आपको ऐप दिया है as a homeowner. कल खुला है, आ जाओ, come, stay. No restrictions for the homeowner. Absolutely no restrictions. It's your home, sir. Please.
So you do that with the homeowners?
Yeah.
But with competition, it says no.
Yeah, so a lot of restrictions, particularly the larger names that you took, they have restrictions. They work in a very corporate style, right? We operate in a very different style.
Homely.
Very normal, as if you and I are friends. And right?
Okay, so one is it's more fluid in terms of access. Yes. But in terms of returns, the way it will work is, let's say November month.
Yeah.
The home is leased out for, let's say 10 nights out of 30.
More. So you will expect a 50% occupancy to 70% occupancy depending on the season.
Okay.
Right? So in low season like a September, we'll usually have 30% occupancy. But in a December, we'll go as high as 80-90% occupancy. So on an average, even if you're doing 40% occupancy, average, you will not lose the contract. Let me put it that way. You're not going to lose the trust of the homeowner. He's happy. Because aapka, out of 365 days, there are 52 into 2, which is 104 weekends, right? This product actually is a weekend product. Beautiful. Why? Because weekdays pay, the families don't have time. Even one member of the family doesn't have time. The plan gets cancelled. So out of 104, even if you deliver 90% occupancy, your 90 nights are done.
Correct.
Approximately. From the weekdays, even if you get another 30-40 nights, you're sorted.
Correct. You hit 40%.
You hit that 40% number. And
how does it work? Like you take a commission and pay?
Yeah, let me explain. Today, if you were to not do this, no monetization of your villa, firstly, you will get your return, a big ego boost because you built something beautiful. But second month onwards, the pinch of the maintenance will start coming. So you're negative 1 lakh rupees, correct? Because you have to maintain, keep the staff, that can't go anywhere.
Correct.
So first in the first 6 months, I'll commit to you, I'll promise to you that, bhai, aapko expenses kuch nahi nikalna hai, aapka expenses nikal gaya. Then I will say, okay, now surplus starts coming in the next 4th, 5th and so on. Because as the brand reputation of the home increases, your reviews start pouring in, people start getting to know about your home. Then you start earning money. And before you realize, you will end up with a 40 to 45% margin that comes out. So from a negative 30%, you have now moved to a positive 45%. So in the mind of the homeowner, the journey is not just journey is huge. Negative से वो positive आ रहा है. Now what does he tell us? No homeowner uses this as an earning member of the family. This is not an earning member for this villa is not a earning member. This villa, whatever proceeds come, the homeowner tells us, भाई तू invest कर वापस. मेरे को home theater डालना है, डलवा दे. मुझे pickle ball court डालना था, डलवा दे. So that money only constantly gets recouped in the asset.
So it's P&L going back into the balance sheet.
It's P&L going back. Because for the homeowner, this was never a central income. This was never the core. So unlike a hotel where...
It's core.
It's core. Hotel has to have ROI. In the villa business, if anybody is promising you some ROI, now imagine what happens. Suppose it's a poor month, say September.
Correct.
I have committed to you some lease amounts or MGs or whatever. What will I do? I'll drop my pricing because I have to fill occupancies. Wrong kind of people will start coming in. Right? I have to start giving for things which I don't want to give for. All kinds of nefarious nonsense will start happening in the house.
Correct.
Whose property is damaged? Homeowner. So, it's a fine balance between keeping the property mint fresh and abusing that property. Right? And that's the balance in this business that you have to attain. You have to ensure that it brings enough to keep the homeowner happy and satisfied, that money is getting recouped, every property is getting refurbished, painting is happening, new amenities are being added, pizza oven, wood-fired pizza oven is being added, right? And all kinds of things. Yeah.
And all the staff that is... How many villas do you have now?
Now 425 under our management.
Really?
Yeah.
How much is Lohono, Isprava, Ama, how much do they have?
So, say Stay Vista would be twice our size.
Stay Vista?
Yeah, they're twice our size.
So,
they have a far bigger footprint than ours. But they also operate across categories. So, across different price segments. Lohono would be around 250, 300. Taj would also be around 200, somewhere in that range. We would be the second after Stay Vista, around 400.
So, 2000 घर है basically, सब मिला जुला के.
हाँ, सब मिला के 2000 घर है. But everybody is growing at 30 to 40% CAGR, right?
So now today, if I am a homeowner, I can create a bidding war between you guys?
You could.
I mean, like...
Yeah. you could.
Is that what is happening? Because then the value also goes up and you're fighting...
yes and no. So I think these are HNI relationships. Okay? So I like to believe I am the Julius Baer of this industry. Okay? Top end wealth manager or a Kotak private wealth. Because if I look at the 425 villas, on an average, if you compute the assets under management, I'll say I have at least 6 to 7,000 crores of assets under management. है ना? आप calculate करो हर villa का cost. You will find, so I position to an investor, my pitch is I'm a wealth manager of the real estate asset of the HNIs.
Of $1 billion.
Yes, of $1 billion. That is my positioning. And this, if you look at that from a lens of HNI wealth growing in this country, now you will realize the upside sitting out here. Now you'll see what kind of money exists and is going to get created in terms of wealth, over the next 20 years. That's the space that we want to, be in. And I have no ambitions of being the largest. Huh? No ambitions of being the best. We want to be the finest. Right? The finest. The value experience, the value for money quotient, so it's very coincidental. In no communication of ours do we use the word luxury. No communication of ours. We just avoid the word luxury because I think it's a cliched word.
Correct.
Nobody's understood the word luxury, right? Your definition of luxury would be different, mine would be different. In fact, the concept of luxury is being challenged by players like Aman and many of those who are coming and saying this is not really luxury.
Yeah.
Right? So we are not anywhere.
How is Aman? I've heard so much.
What a beautiful brand. Yeah. What a beautiful brand.
Yeah. Now I want to stay in one of those.
You should. Yeah.
India में है अभी नहीं?
है ना?
कहाँ पे?
I think Rajasthan में है. Yeah. But having said that, despite never using the word luxury, we have been shortlisted in the top 100 luxury brands of India by Lux Book 100 for the last 5 years consistently. Whatever.
So Ama happened after Saffronstays.
Yeah, many years after that. In fact, did I tell you about that story of that Fort Kochi, that honeymoon?
No.
My father-in-law gifted that honeymoon. Now, I happened to speak about this concept to Mr. Chatwal in one of the, informal conversations. 6 months later, it's an Ama home.
They did that. No, they did that with all the coffee estates in Coorg and this and that.
And that precise home, and I'm so proud of the fact that हमारा जहाँ dream शुरू हुआ था. Yeah, see, there's a lot of Tata blood in my wife, right? Because all 30 years of Tata service. So there was a little celebration in the family when that house went on SaffronStays, because ठीक है हमारे यहाँ नहीं है, no problem.
आपने फाइट मारा था उसके लिए?
नहीं, कभी वो आया ही नहीं ना हमारे सामने वो तो, because it was a direct phone call from the CEO of one Tata company to the other Tata company, right? भाई ये चाहिए, तो मैं क्या करूँ वहाँ पे? So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I am deeply inspired, and I'm in awe of that company.
So for you, when you think of competition, you think Ama is the competition? You think?
Yeah, clearly. I mean, I would always want to peg myself at Ama. Globally, of course, there are many players. There was one which was really had it. One fine stay. In fact, the story was we had started out in 2015, and I was about to give up, because we had wanted to create the Airbnb of India. So we had gone across the country, visited 2,000 homes back in 2015. Okay, and why? Because everybody was using us as a discovery platform, and nobody actually booked through us. Everyone directly went to the homeowner. One Parsi gentleman called us and said, I have a house, 1885 built house in Mathiran, and I have another house in London with one fine stay. Just mimic the one fine stay model in India, copy it in India. So I said, हम तो management करते नहीं है, वो तो हमारा business नहीं है. So Tejas, my wife, said, चलो देख के आते हो. She went to Mathiran. I remember the call she made from there. I was still a partner in EY then. She called me and said, even if I have to be the caretaker here, I am going to be staying here and getting this model off the ground. Then we renovated the house, we got it, refurbished, fought through those grade 3 heritage rules and all of that. And that was our first home, 18th November 2015. We sent 3 EY partners.
The date 10 years, huh?
Yes.
It's 13th November today.
Oh, wow.
Almost to the date 10 years.
Wow. Okay. And we got 3 EY partners to go and stay there with their respective families. And one of the partners mischievously sent me a photo of him carrying hot water from one room to the other, saying that, bhai, ye geyser thoda theek kara.
Wow.
But they came back with such a fabulous review, saying that, bhai, wo ek masti kar raha tha, but doesn't matter. But do this, whatever you are doing, ये इसमें दम है. वो aggregator model में दम नहीं है, इसमें दम है.
You
and
take and control.
See, 3 things you have to control. You have to control the calendar, you have to control the price, and you have to control the experience at the home. If you can control these 3, you've built a brand. Then you hit the scale of talent. So you can see the entry barrier हमारे business में कुछ नहीं है. Anybody can start this. Tomorrow one fellow can start with 3 bungalows and he can start. But there are scale barriers. First barrier is availability of talent. You need, वो hire करके आप कर सकते हो. Caretakers, ये वो. Then you hit the next, which is when you start touching 70-80 villas, processes. You need standardization, right from linen to your,
towels to
toiletries. We got the best, and we ensure forest essentials ho ya Kimirica ho. We ensure.
क्या सही धंधा बनाया ना?
सही धंधा बनाया यार. हमारे यहाँ सब every
क्या
home.
सही धंधा बनाया वो इंदौर में बैठ के.
हाँ, amazing.
I love those guys.
So we have Kimirica everywhere, or forest essentials, or one of those. Yeah. So that gives that feeling of luxury. We mimic the thread count of hotels and better, right? वो सब हमने creature comforts that you used to in a hotel.
So you said control the calendar, the price, and the experience.
Then we figured that once you start touching 70-80, you can't cross this without having tech in your DNA. That's a secret sauce. See, I am a core techie, right? Cybersecurity for 20 years. So we, say 4 years ago, we had 100 odd villas, out of which 50 were budget. First thing we did was knock off budget. We shrunk. We went down to 50-60 villas. Today we are back to 425 only in upscale and luxury. So A, it improved the brand. B, it improved the per home revenues. And with those 125 homes who are being managed by 180 people, central people, today I have 425 villas, central team is 200. How did we achieve that? Technology. So technology literally comes out of years, and so whether it's the supervisor having or the caretaker having a multilingual app, to the homeowner having an app, to AI powering right from voice engine to everything powering our sales, every part of our business is AI enabled. In fact, after 10 years of an existence, we came up with an app. And we are launching it on 1st December. We piloted it. And now we're launching it.
Wow. But tell me one thing. From a distribution standpoint,
Yeah.
it's app which you will do, D2C, and
We are a D2C, genuine D2C company.
but no make my trip booking, etc.
So out of my 100% of my business, 25% of my business comes from channels other than brand SaffronStays.com.
Oh, really?
That's it. 75% of the business is brand SaffronStays.com. उसमें ऐप है ही नहीं
Website से.
वेबसाइट से सोचो वो 75 में से भी 35 is unassisted with no manual intervention in the middle with the AI and technology and the website selling to the customer. This number was zero.
And if I take a villa, I have to book the whole villa. Can I book one room or no?
No, ideally
Araqila, for example, you have a lot of rooms.
Yeah, because that's our first resort or a retreat that we're launching. That's a new category that we're getting into.
That's not like a.
That's not a villa, right? That's 25 sea-facing suites in a retreat. So that has a very different space, and we are taking a space of togetherness. We even if it retails room by room, our sales and positioning strategy is group buyouts. Our entire brand strategy is कि
Yeah, because we were there was no one else there.
हाँ तो एक बार आपने एक सर्टन रूम थ्रेशोल्ड रूम्स का ले लिया बाकी बंद कर देते हम सेल्स ही नहीं करते because we want to give the experience of one place private 55 acres of green wilderness with the sea for your own group. That is what the promise is. So privacy is central to us. Privacy of the group is central to us. So why? Because it lends to the tagline where families bond. अभी दूसरा कोई रहेगा तो how will you kind of
Bond.
Yeah, not possible. Very difficult to.
Yeah, that is so true.
है ना?
That is so true. So there is a okay, cool. So there is supply.
Yeah.
This 425 villas in a market of 2,500, growing quickly. It's more non-urban leisure, which is again growing very quickly.
Yeah.
There's depth in India because
Tremendous amount.
Because we are building out states, and I think you are right. There is just so much. There is a gap of infrastructure that needs to get built out in addition to what's happening. You're moving to D2C. I mean, you're already D2C. You're building out an app. But let's talk a little bit now. So this is the supply and what you're building out, right? Let's talk about demand. Let's talk about you've had 10 years in the market, 5 pre-COVID, 5 post-COVID, and then the 2 worst years for hospitality. Was it near death for you guys?
Yeah, near death. Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit.
No, so I mean, COVID. Everybody says that COVID was a God bless. I mean, scenario for us.
तब तो नहीं लग रहा था.
हाँ.
In the middle of COVID तो नहीं लग रहा.
2 साल वो रहेंगे नहीं रहेंगे पता नहीं था. But I must tell you, at that point of time, everybody hung around. They stuck with us. Our vendors, partners, homeowners, PR agency, everybody said, look, we are all in it together.
Investors also.
Investors were absolutely like rock solid backing. We and I have the same investor, Sixth Sense, Nikhil. At no stage did ever even a message come of any panic button being pressed anywhere. They understood. This is bound to happen.
Outstanding, by the way.
Outstanding. I mean, hats off to them, and all. My PR agency 3 months said, I don't pay us. It's okay. We'll continue work. We understood who matters to us and who doesn't in that 2-year period. Genuinely. As an entrepreneur, I can tell you, goosebumps आते हैं जब भी हम वो याद करते हैं.
So this is zero revenue, right?
Zero revenue. And then after 1.5 years, then revenue started coming in. Then just exploded. Then the virus became our single marketing strategy. COVID-19 did all my marketing. So So
what was it like pre-COVID in terms of
so
supply?
I'll tell you, Satya, he heads consumer products in McKinsey now. He mainstream audiences like them, partners of Big Four.
Satya who? Satya
Prakash.
Yeah.
So all mainstream audiences of law firm partners who had never ever looked at us as a product category. Okay, because we are only used to 5 stars. When we travel, corporate travel also, it's only 5 stars. We travel internationally. We always stay in 5 stars. First time they started looking at us as a category. And once they caught on, they never went back. For their family holiday, they may still do their corporate travel with, right? They may still do maybe individual. Now here again where we stand out. Our sweet spot is not 2 people, 3 people, 4 people going together. Our sweet spot is 10 people going together.
Correct.
We are Indians. So group travel, family travel is endemic to us. right? And I keep saying that, traveling with your spouse is not a vacation, it is just a change of location. So, right? Exception use case है कि भाई पूरा villa book किया और that's another use case. It's a great use case, but you will get bored.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So our use cases where families come together, friends come together.
You're right, because you don't have to solve for entertainment if there are 10 people.
Perfect.
You have to solve for alcohol, food, music, that's it. You're done.
That's about it. Alcohol bhi BYOB, bring your own daru. Right? So there is no question of, right? We just ensure licenses, etc., take day licenses or whatever. But for all practical purposes, the sweet spot for me is 8 to 12 people. Okay? And that's it. I mean, all I have to do is just have a little bit of a lazy hospitality, if I can say so. I don't have to over-engineer and stand in front of them every 30 minutes and say, khana acha hai na, ye acha hai. कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है. In fact, we train our caretakers for something called concerned neglect. यानी बटन रखा है, दबाओ, आ जाएंगे. They will not intrude in your privacy. In hotels, you have, uncles, literally staring at,
Yeah.
Why would you want to stay in a place like that?
Like you and I cannot sit and have a meal without someone coming wanting to serve, someone coming wanting to put glass of water. Like just leave me alone, man.
Yeah. So actually, hospitality industry has not fully understood this correctly.
Concerned neglect.
Concerned neglect. So we
that.
practice this. We train them for concerned neglect. डोर वहाँ बेल रहेगा, आ जाएंगे वहाँ पे, उनको बताएंगे कि हम है बट नहीं है. We are there.
We're not watching.
We are not watching. We are nowhere there. You be on your own. Do what you have to do. So there, in hospitality, or rather any service industry,
It's so hard to like find the balance with
so hard.
with staff.
In service industry, there is something called the peak end rule. Okay, peak end rule. However large the experience, however long the experience, however deep the experience, whether it's your relationship, whether it's a service, whether it's just in two parts, and I don't know how it applies to you in product industry. Peak, how the experience peaks for you and how the experience ends for you. आपको ये दो engineer करना है. Engineer करना है. So
there are two aha moments basically.
These aha moments, and the peak, so you can recover in the end, at the end. Okay, but peak can be positive or negative.
But that's the thing, right? With hospitality, it's about a lot of very micro interactions that have to be gone, especially in luxury.
But don't over-engineer it. See, the mistake hotel industry does it, they try to over-engineer. This is a simple business. Very, very simple business. You don't have to overcomplicate things. The simplicity lies in the fact that the caretaking family, they are inherently hospitable. It's in our DNA. Atithi Devo Bhava is in our DNA. तो उसको जाके एलियन प्रैक्टिसेस सिखाएगा, कुछ क्रेडो बताएगा, वो क्यू कार्ड्स रखेगा, वो नहीं चाहिए उनको. They work on pride. The fact that they're wearing crisp uniform gives them pride. The fact that in the reviews their names get quoted gives them pride. The fuel that actually creates that passion in them is pride. दिवाली पे वो फराळ बना के देंगे आपको, मोदक बना के गणपति पे देंगे out of pride.
But to tell you one thing, do you then hire a certain kind of person?
We hire the local people for caretaking, and strictly local. Why? Because they are that much more rooted and grounded as the sons and daughters of the soil. In terms of their cuisine, in terms of their hospitality, their know-how about the place, ability to solve problems. Infrastructure अपने को power का पता है, बहुत गंदा है अपने यहाँ. एक पेड़ गिर गया तो power line, right? But how do you get it back up as fast as possible? Roads get swept off. So many things. There last mile हमारे यहाँ तो our product grows despite these nonsense, right? You can imagine how powerful the attraction is for this product. So we usually never over-engineer the last mile service. We do the Raju ban gaya gentleman kind of a thing. We equip them with the diversity chemicals, R2, R3, R4, all of that. Sofa cleaning, your washroom has to be beautiful. Spick and span, hygiene, grooming. वो सब सिखा डालते हैं उनको. But do we teach them how to do hospitality? No. उनको आता है. And as a guest, we don't set expectations of butler hospitality.
Yeah, that's amazing actually. I remember.
Araqila mein, all the staff is from village Aravali. That village, not even Vengurla Jilla, Aravali gaon se, so the cook also, the food also, the Malwani food, everything comes from Aravali village. And there the guravs of the temples have been specially brought there for vegetarian malwani, which is not known. Everybody knows of non-veg malwani, nobody knows of veg malwani. The naturalist who comes and who is now speaking is again a son of the soil. The Vetoba temple, which is out there, the experiences, the Dashavatar experience, everything is local. If you try and paratroop people from outside, right, and bring that, see, and they will not even last there. वो सूट पहनने में उसको इंटरेस्ट है, वो होटल में इन द 5-star होटल्स ऑफ द सिटी, उसको इंटरेस्ट ही नहीं है वहाँ गाँव में जाने के लिए, तो क्यों लेके आए वहाँ पे? सो डोंट ओवर इंजीनियर दिस बिजनेस एंड डेफिनेटली डोंट ब्रिंग sterile clinical practices of urban 5-star into a product which is inherently luxurious, but just don't brand it as luxury. That has been our way of positioning this product.
Love it. It's
Alag hai na?
And how has the consumer changed?
So consumer has
the
become
consumer gotten
younger,
younger?
and younger. And I feel every 2 years I sit down with my team and say, I'm turning 50 next year. Is my product outdated? Every 2 years I get into an existential crisis. I think, am I creating a product for the next 10 years? Or am I being... because see, जो हमारे...
वही लगता है कभी?
हाँ
को वही लगता है
है ना?
Gen Z is not buying houses.
They're not buying
afford
houses.
it, no?
Oh, I have to tell you this. So there is this... Sorry, I get excited about it. So there is this concept called compensatory consumption.
Okay.
That benefits us.
Which is what?
उसको घर नहीं खरीदना है, EMI नहीं भरना है, बट पैसा तो उतना ही हो रहा है, इनकम तो लेवल्स तो बढ़ते ही जा रहे हैं. सो दे गेट इनटू कॉम्पेंसेटरी कंजम्पशन व्हिच इज नथिंग बट सिग्नलिंग. सी दिस इज सिग्नलिंग इन इट्स
Status,
सिग्नलिंग स्टेटस इन इट्स क्रूडेस्ट फॉर्म, है ना? बट कंज्यूमिंग अ विला इज सिग्नलिंग. पोस्टिंग एस्थेटिक फोटोग्राफ्स इन बिकिनीज इज सिग्नलिंग, राइट? इट इज Instagram drives my business primarily because as a content it's visually consumed, okay,
And beautiful.
It's beautiful. I mean, I keep telling my team that our photographs simply don't do justice to our homes. Photographs से पता ही नहीं चलेगा ये कैसा घर है. तो
This is zamindari at its best, right? Because you have rich homeowners with 15-20 crore villas,
yeah,
and asset-free younger folks,
yes,
who are paying through their nose.
they're not paying through their nose. But I like to believe that.
No, I mean, if you're going to, see, my view is everything has a price. If you're going to give them a 4 or 5 bedroom villa and trust them a group of 10 folks with it at a younger level,
40,000-50,000 ठीक है. With meal 60,000.
Absolutely. So this is now what they're doing, and this is like, again, balance sheet of the elderly becoming stronger and
Yes.
the PNL of the younger
Actually,
becoming
मेरा
weaker.
PNL किसी और के बैलेंस शीट पे बेस्ड है ना? मेरा पूरा PNL is based on the balance sheet of the HNIs.
So and everyone, like another friend of mine, he is like building a home now in Kullu,
Wow.
which he wants to. He's not to figure out कि Airbnb करना है इसको या फिर.
हाँ.
It's not a villa, but it's like a
Cottage.
cozy cottage,
Cozy cottage.
2-bedroom kind of a thing, which will have its own demand.
Correct.
And because of pollution in North India,
Oh,
you're seeing
Lord.
a lot of people now trying to figure out second homes far before. Like, your first home is rental, second home is owned of this nature somewhere else.
Absolutely.
ये सोच रहे हो. So it actually could be a first, second home.
You operate out of there. Anyway, internet सब जगह पहुंच गया है. वैसे भी हम घर से भी काम
Is it
करते
that
हैं.
easy? In fact, I was going to ask you, कि like let's say
We wired up all our homes.
not Wi-Fi, but like water, electricity,
Yeah,
stuff
all
like that?
sorted. No, but we still do a little few things. For example, हम room service वगैरह देते नहीं. As a rule, no room service. आपको डाइनिंग टेबल पे ही आके खाना है. Rule: family that eats together stays together. Rule है हमारा. What is our tagline where family is born? So we have to be true to your business. What am I fighting? If you ask me, I am fighting loneliness. If you ask, look at today's families. The guy, the kid sits in a room, doesn't get out of the room. The girl is, constantly on her phone or with her friends. Families are getting disjointed. एटलीस्ट आप वहाँ पे आ रहे हो एक विला में, आप साथ में बैठ रहे हो, ग्रैंडफादर के साथ बैठे हो, ग्रैंडमदर के साथ बैठे हो, डॉग के साथ बैठे हो, राइट? एटलीस्ट बॉन्ड एट दैट पॉइंट. सो हम रूम्स में भी टीवी नहीं लगाते. कॉन्शियस कॉल, नहीं चाहिए टीवी, बट हम प्रोजेक्टर लगा देंगे, होम थिएटर सिस्टम क्रिएट करेंगे जहाँ साथ में बैठ के IPL देखो, साथ में बैठ के पिक्चर देखो, साथ में बैठ के पॉपकॉर्न खा के ताश खेलो. कैसीनो टेबल्स विल बी देयर, कैरम विल बी देयर, एवरीथिंग विच विल ब्रिंग यू टुगेदर वी विल engineer in the place. everything that we will bring
But
you
nothing
together.
isolatory.
Nothing isolated.
Room service and TV in the rooms is not there. Interesting.
Anything that takes the person away into the room, designs, architecture, shapes behavior, shapes thinking, shapes how your bonds are. And every home, when we see our homes, my teams are trained to actually spot whether this house is divisive or this house is actually inclusive. It is bringing people together.
Wow.
वो डीएनए में हमारे खून में है. आप कोई दूसरे ब्रांड में जाओगे होगा वो इंसिडेंटल बेनिफिट है बट यहाँ पे वो सेंट्रल बेनिफिट है.
Open kitchens then play a big
Open
part.
kitchens play, kitchen gardens play. Or can I go and do a pluck tomatoes from the garden as a child, bring and वो सब्जी बनाएंगे वहाँ पे साथ में. Some of those things are now a part of how we structure our experience. अलग है ना?
Wow, very cool. Yeah.
हाँ.
What is your favorite of these 425 that you have?
हाँ.
One favorite.
It's like choosing between children.
So you must. But all parents hand on heart will always have that choice.
The
They will never tell it. But
The eldest one.
the first one.
The first one. You're the elder child now.
हाँ.
हाँ देखा आप प्रोजेक्ट थे उनके
हाँ.
है ना.
And second one.
Second one तो हाँ वो अपने धुन में. So I'm the second child and Tejas is also the second child.
Wow.
So both of us are
And of the 1675 or the remaining ones, which villas you feel that this should be in SaffronStays? Like which are the two, which like one is of your own and one
See
of the others?
हमा स्टेज में जो विक्ट्री डॉन है ना
कि
वो
कौन सा
फोर्ट
वाला?
कोची वाला द
Fort
हनीमून
Kochi
वाला हाँ वो
Clearly emotional.
हाँ, वो तो इमोशनल टच है वहाँ पे right and there is one which probably you stayed at that's the one again with Ama which is called Latitude. A piece of my heart is there.
Is it the one that is in front of the lake?
Yes.
And what about like your own?
Huh?
Saffron ka?
Huh.
Which
Oh, there is a house in Uti. In fact, Sadhguru came and stayed there because he wanted to play golf.
Wow.
So this is next to the Uti golf course. This was 2015-16. I was just transitioning from EY to this company, and I remember that place was in a pathetic condition, and some city architect had built bathrooms, and we figured the real reason. I got the local contractor there. Some guy called Giri, who's third generation maintaining these houses. And we together went and we took a bunch of twigs and सब raised flooring रहता है ना and नीचे circulation रहता है तो हमने वो थोड़ा सा जलाया और देखा कहाँ से धुआं निकल रहा है and then we figured यहाँ से नहीं आ रहा है तो block हो गया. Because of that one block, the entire structure was सड़ रहा था. The wooden flooring, which was 100 years old wooden flooring was सड़ रहा था. All because some city architect came and put walls in that circulation. We broke it down. We repaired those places and that place has been restored. And वो जो प्लास्टर था पूरा लाइमस्टोन का बनाया वापस. ऊपर से लीकेज हो रहा था कुछ नहीं 2-3 करोड़ का कोटेशन आया था from all these architects and we fixed it in less than 10-15 lakhs. And then we got Tejas got in. She said भाई अभी तेरा male engineering brain बाजू में रहने दे. Okay, अभी मैं आती हूँ aesthetic sense लेके. And then she transformed the place with an aesthetic sense. We got cottons and satins and all of that kind of a vibe. 10 years ago, जब भी किसी ने सोचा नहीं था. And then this place just took off. Okay.
Ooty में.
Ooty. 3 kilometers from city center, but you are there, you will feel you are not in Ooty. Because बाजू में golf course, सामने पूरा 2 एकड़ का garden वगैरह सामने. And bonfires, you're sitting there, typical Nilgiri style, life that you have. And this caretaker is a Sri Lankan Tamil. Lionel uska naam hai. He'll come there and he'll ask you, what would you like me to make? Exact yaad dilaya wo Victory Dawn ka. Jo Fort Kochi wala jo guest house. And he will make, continental food, Sri Lankan food, Tamil food, local food.
प्यार से खिलाएगा.
अरे प्यार से खिलाएगा तो वो करेला का सैलड बना के खाएगा खाओगे आपको लगेगा ये क्या है what is this.
Sri Lankan food is outstanding by the way.
Roast chicken, then curries and I can go on and on but that's my favorite Milton Abbott Ooty mein.
What's it called?
Milton Abbott. And we discovered it was an 1865 built home. Based on when we were renovating and we were removing the tiles, we found the dates mentioned in some corners. तभी समझा कब का घर बना. तभी पता ही नहीं था हमको. उसका history पता नहीं था. 40-50 साल पहले का history. After the Britishers left, I think the properties changed 2-3 hands. It came into the hand of the Sindhi families, 5 Sindhi families who own this company called Edor Welding, listed company. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how are you seeing the consumers change? Like other than getting younger?
One is getting younger. Second is they are expecting, and right nicely and rightfully so, they want a resort in a villa. They want pickleball courts. They want food-fired pizza ovens. Now they're not only wanting bonfires and verandas. Now they experience the experiences of the resort, but in a very private 4-bedroom, 6-bedroom resort. So and villa owners are also so happy adding these amenities because they are adding it to their own property.
And you are just creating the feedback.
And I am
loop for
only
it.
bringing a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you realize,
Yeah.
it's a
वैसे भी तुमको करना ही था खुद के
करना ही था उसको, है ना? तो अभी मैं पैसा कमा के दे रहा हूँ, राइट?
उससे करवा रहा
उससे करवा रहा हूँ और वो मैं करवा भी मैं ही रहा हूँ.
Feeding the feedback and the money back to them to do what they anyways wanted to do.
Yes, and it was never a earning member in their family. That's a big problem in my industry. That there are fly-by-night operators sitting everywhere who take cash, and that's my,
Oh, really?
Yeah, massive problem. Massive problem.
Baap re.
And there are fraudster companies also who show our photos, take bookings, and vanish. So customers पहुंच जाते हैं हमारे बंगलों पे, but they have been scammed. These are two problems that we are facing. But customers love us, and for example, 40% repeat है हमारा.
Someone will come and stay in a Saffron and then come back and stay in the same place or a different Saffron.
Okay.
What do you see there?
That's a very interesting thing. So our same place, same villa is very low.
Oh, really?
Very, very, very low. Very, very low. Less than 2%. Other villa, very high. Because the same customer behaves differently in their different bookings. एक booking में company के साथ आया, colleagues के साथ. अलग booking में family के साथ आया. तीसरे booking में MBA colleagues के साथ आया. चौथे booking में वो अपने building के friends के साथ आया. पांचवी बुकिंग में पीटीए का ग्रुप हुआ है, स्टूडेंट्स के पेरेंट्स का ग्रुप. दैट इज 12 years ऑफ फैमिली. 12 साल केजी से लेकर 10th स्टैंडर्ड तक आप फैमिली हो, उसका ग्रुप आ रहा है, रनिंग ग्रुप आ रहा है, मैराथनर्स आर कमिंग, राइट? सो देर आर डिफरेंट रीजन्स एंड ओकेजन्स वाई दिस प्रोडक्ट इज कंज्यूम्ड, एंड they don't want to keep coming to the same villa again and again. They would rather experiment with different inventory, different. अभी दूसरा कुछ बता, अभी नया क्या है कुछ बता, नया amenities क्या है, कहाँ पे पिकल बॉल है, कहाँ पे पैडल आ गया, टेनिस कोर्ट्स है क्या. So very interesting use cases. But one thing I want to tell you, and this is again a cliche of the hospitality industry, which is, can we have experiences? Okay, I don't think my TG requires externally induced or added experiences.
Absolutely.
उनको कोई artificial experience नहीं चाहिए. In fact, they don't even step out of the house. Once they are inside the bungalow, inside the villa, वो बाजू में nature trail है, उस पे भी नहीं जाते कभी, गलती से भी.
कौन जाता है?
किसके पास टाइम है?
होटल में who's asking for experiences? I don't think any of them are used.
But that you look at any travel magazine, they will only speak about experiences and this trail and that. Of course, I mean, I also go on treks. Every year, once a year, I switch off and go to the Himalayas, right? And then we do that serious high altitude trekking or whatever. तभी होटल है ही नहीं आजू बाजू में. You are staying in tents and toilet tents are being used. But I am going for that. That is my goal. Summiting, climbing those high passes. तो वहाँ पे मेरा mind frame ही अलग है. That group around me is a set of doctor specialists of Leelavati and Bridge Candy and all of that, right? And I'm the only non-doctor there. But I'm going there with an intention to have an outbound activity, not with an intention to sit inside a villa and do nothing. But people come to me with a do nothing. So I'm a do nothing holiday provider. कुछ मत करो, पड़े रहो. तो somebody like us, and between Tejas and I, we've been very shy about coming in front of media. We थोड़ा सा हम दोनों में से मैं थोड़ा सा आगे हूँ, वो तो एकदम ही इंट्रोवर्टेड शाय है. इनफैक्ट वी डिड आवर, यू वोंट बिलीव, आफ्टर 10 years of working together, फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू विद NDTV लास्ट वीक टुगेदर. फर्स्ट इंटरव्यू कभी किया ही नहीं हमने. सो वी आर दैट शाय. So we've never kept ourselves. So nobody knows Deven and Tejas as SaffronStays. Everybody knows SaffronStays. Nobody has a clue about
you guys.
Right. And आपके केस में a lot of people know Shantanu, and then there is an association with BSc.
Yes.
है ना? How does this work? I mean, what advice will you give to, say, Deven and Tejas? We are quintessential, slightly older, 40,
Then I have
50.
a good sense about you.
है ना?
Also, I've heard about you both from Nikhil and Nimisha for years now.
Yeah.
Right? So my view is the following. it is getting exceptionally hard
Yeah, to stand out.
to know. Stand out तो है, but वो भी कर लेंगे लोग because there is just clutter of this. It is getting exceptionally hard to create emotional connect with consumers.
Correct.
Okay, you don't have even a sliver of their mind space.
Correct.
In that sliver, quasi sliver, you are expecting to create emotional connect.
Correct.
Which for a young brand,
Yes.
competing with Taj and Gillette,
बहुत difficult है.
is impossible. Earlier you could do it, like a Prasoon Joshi or a Prahlad Kakkar or a Piyush Pandey or any great advertiser can come and find a way to manifest what you are telling me today in a 1.5 hour podcast
हाँ.
into a beautiful film,
Yeah.
which then you can then say, okay, I'm going to take some money, put it out on television for all my customers to see, and over a 3 to 5 year period, that sliver of mind space will become emotional.
Perfect.
वो था पहले, अब वो हो ही नहीं सकता.
हो ही नहीं सकता है.
तो आप कैसे करोगे आप? There is no brand. Which brand have you fallen in love with in the last 5 years?
बहुत difficult है.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Impossible. Because there's too much. And one of my friends, maybe you know him, his name is Harpreet Grover. He said a beautiful thing to me the other day. He said, you and I don't realize how deep we are falling for the agenda of the world.
Wow.
You take a car from your home to your airport and just see the number of hoardings that are screaming light and sound into
Yes.
your face,
Yes.
wanting you to buy it.
Yes.
You're scrolling Instagram, people are screaming
Yes.
there,
Yes.
wanting your attention, wanting
Yes.
your views, wanting your engagement,
Yes.
wanting your money, wanting your political affiliation,
Yes.
wanting your social affiliation.
Correct.
Everyone has an agenda with you.
Yes.
Right? In that world, it is unlikely that one more brand can create emotional connect.
Yeah.
However authentic and good the brand is.
Yeah.
So in that context,
Huh.
the fact that you come here,
Huh.
the fact that you genuinely tell me what a homeowner business model to create fantastic luxury experiences for a family over 2 days looks like.
Correct.
The thousands of people who are watching this will say, this makes sense. The guys seem to like, and then when they go and live there, they
will
will
correlate करेंगे.
connect these two things.
हाँ.
So you are seeding it
हाँ.
because your ads cannot.
हाँ.
Earlier Amul ka ad tha. Amul's ka ad would reflect Amul's
Correct.
Mr. Korean's personality.
Yes.
Now Amul ka ad and Mr. Korean are so far apart that the customer has to see Mr. Korean directly.
Wow.
We are becoming, that's the issue. It's not that this is a fad where founders are becoming bigger, but founders have to, or faces have to play the role of sometimes mascot, sometimes face, sometimes voice, sometimes everything. Because ads are not sweating it.
Right.
Our ads won't sweat it.
Yeah. And you finding people look at us and say that, okay, this is a relatable guy.
Yeah.
Speaking.
Building something. He's
making-
build something.
Build something.
Build something. So I stand for entrepreneurship, being a challenger, being provocative.
Wow.
Because Bombay Shaving Company is like that.
Yes.
It's a challenger. It's
a
taking
challenger.
on a big company.
Yes.
You might stand for love,
Yeah.
bringing families together.
Yes.
Home.
Yes.
That could be your
And fighting the villain of loneliness.
So that could be your purpose as a brand.
Correct.
But that's how then, for example, an expert will come and tell you that, hey, Devan, you need to say these things, and then it might become a little more structured. In my case, it is as less structured as possible because we started early
Yes.
and we had the benefit of experimenting as much as we could and reaching a place rather organically. But if you're starting today, you might need like a much sharper
है ना?
going in strategy. करना पड़ेगा वो.
And ये जो IPO का
मैं
पूरा
एक question
season-
पूछूं आपको?
हाँ, of course.
My question to you is, as a Maharashtrian, do you find it conflicting to your roots of being a humble person?
Oh, totally.
That's the problem.
The massive problem is that काय म्हणतात ते उच्च विचार पण राहणीमान एकदम साधी असली पाहिजे. So we have been brought up that way, right? How did I come here? I came by metro from New Delhi station to metro. First instinct is भाई metro से जाओ. First instinct is train पकड़ो, right? First instinct is not कि एक cab आ रही है, wait कर रही है, बंदा आ रहा है. I kid you not, we have 2 cars. Our latest car is Fortuner bought in 2010. कभी ज़रूरत ही नहीं पड़ी. हमारे नीड्स ही नहीं है कि सोचो 15 साल गाड़ी नहीं है, नई गाड़ी नहीं है. क्यों?
Correct.
Not because there is no money in the bank or what. It is typical Maharashtrian attitude of saying भाई क्यों
Correct.
Who do you have to?
Correct. So as entrepreneurs,
You have to break that.
our Maharashtrianness comes in the way.
Yes.
Because you think about Maharashtrian entrepreneurs.
Always.
They're not the Ambanis and Adanis and Tatas of the world. So the Gujarati, Marwadi, Parsi, Telugu, Sindhi, these guys have created large enterprises. Largest Maharashtrian entrepreneur on paper actually is possibly Baba Kalyani or Kirloskar.
Kirloskar.
That's the highest.
Wow, and they're also in the woodwork. They're never ahead.
So we Chitrayavandu. It's
Chitrayavandu.
taken so long to find a way to go out of Pune.
I just met Indralil day before.
Pune bahar jana tumhe.
Correct.
So Maharashtrian sensibilities are education, service orientation and humility.
Oh, I remember when I was quitting, my dad actually asked me, but you know, तुझ्यामुळे आमचा हुद्दा आहे फॅमिलीमध्ये आता तू यू आर क्विटिंग EY पार्टनरशिप what will my standing what will my standing in my sister also called me and said, are you sure, you know,
settled आहेस ना आता कशा
उगीच कशाला
करेक्ट उगीच कशाला सो महाराष्ट्रीयन मध्ये downside protection has more value than upside maximization.
Yeah, but now she's an entrepreneur. She's filed a patent in cybersecurity and she's gone enter to me.
The influence is on the other way.
Yeah, so I like to believe it's influence. I think it's the other way around.
So that's the trick, is to get over this, because I know people talk about me also. Ki talks too much.
Acha.
Attention seeking hai. And maybe right also. But people poo-poo na. Ki tela wag. Like people enjoy, by the way. You see this whole lens card fiasco.
Yes.
Why do you think there are so many commentators on
vicarious pleasure of
it's jealousy, boss.
Jealousy, correct.
Ki tu kaise, how are you worth 70,000 crores? When Vijay Shekhar Sharma went public, whatever disagreement you have on his valuation, all the old money in Mumbai, who's like, boss, हम 3 generation से हमने banking किया है, हमने mutual fund खड़ा किया, ये कौन है fly by night guy? कुछ तो पक्का स्कैम किया रहेगा ये कि 1 लाख करोड़ का इसका वैल्यूएशन है. That's what the thinking is. That's what happens.
I'll ask you a question, which has been plaguing or troubling Tejas and me a lot. We feel 10 years out and we've reached say 120 crores. We're profitable 3 years in a row. Had we been a product business, we would have been a 1,000 crore business. 100%.
Correct.
Right? I think the effort reward ratio in services is slightly different. Do you think, okay, given the fact that we've proven ourselves as entrepreneurs, should we branch off? Should we have some product bolt-on which will actually take the brand to its logical? Because a brand is significantly bigger than what our size is.
I agree.
In our case.
I have a very strong view on this.
Tell me.
My strong view on this.
I heard your podcast where you said product companies should not get into service should not. I heard that.
I think and it comes from personal experience.
Tell me.
We have launched multiple service businesses. So we launched a laser clinic. Beautiful laser clinic where we did the entire customer flow, this, that, and the other. We launched salon where we got people.
Oh, you did?
We did. We had in COVID, we had a Bombay Shaving Company salon because products were not selling and people wanted like haircuts and all in a safe space.
So समझ गया.
वो किया. यार DNA बहुत अलग रहता है. Because product में तुम पूरी मेहनत product में बनाते हो.
बराबर.
Sale के बाद तुम मेहनत नहीं करते हो. फिर product मेहनत करता है. Service में सेल तक इतना मेहनत नहीं है, सेल के बाद मेहनत चालू होता है,
जबरदस्त मेहनत होती है.
यू हैव योर टीम, योर ट्रेनिंग एंड स्मॉल वो डीएनए बहुत अलग. फॉर एग्जांपल मैरिको, काया स्किन क्लिनिक इज अ सर्विस कंपनी ऑफ मैरिको.
करेक्ट.
स्ट्रगलिंग. The DNA of Marico is not that. DNA of Marico is Saffola and Parachute and great oils and great food and all of that. It's not in giving laser removal treatment through dermatologists. वो है नहीं उनका. तो अगर आपको प्रोडक्ट बनाना है तो then the branching off has to be very discreet. And like very clear.
Wow.
Because, but I don't know a single example of a company that's done both really well. So there is something there that we have to figure out. Maybe, but frankly, someone has to do it for the first time.
Yeah.
I don't think, by the way, that revenues lag the brand. I think service business is the way it is, right? I think 120 crore is a huge number. In 10 years, to create a 120 crore profitable business through variable added build-up. Because you guys have a natural limitation in supply.
नहीं अभी नहीं है, वो problem solve हो गया.
नहीं, but 400 बिल है, 400 से आप 4000 नहीं जा सकते.
अरे you have no idea what is getting built out.
Really?
Or you have that's what in fact it shocks and surprises us, the kind of inventory that is getting built out as we speak.
तो फिर यार एक बात बताओ, फिर अगर वो हो रहा है तो फिर आपको क्यों करना है कुछ और? तो वो 120 का 500 डेप्थ से ही आएगा ना.
So the only constraint to my growth is actually, see, today I operate in six clusters. Okay, and every cluster has contribution margin, CM1, CM2, it is profitable, we measure it that way. The only constraint to me is actually I should be getting and raising money to open not 6 but 25 clusters. Go pan India because the brand is existing, processes, playbook, everything is in place. Out of my 425 villas, 275 are in Maharashtra. Do you believe that out
You
of
should go deep in Maharashtra, boss.
एक अलीबाग में मेरे पास 55 बंगलोज है. एक अलीबाग में.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
एक अलीबाग में. एक नासिक वो इगतपुरी बेल्ट में मेरे पास 40 बंगलोज.
But Maharashtra and Goa मिलके ही 50% of second home market है. So I'm assuming that will be reflected.
That is, yeah. But I need to have still presence elsewhere.
Where is the place you need presence but you're not able to get it? उसका limitation factor क्या? Capital है?
गोवा नहीं, कैपिटल नहीं है.
फिर
हम गोवा गए ही नहीं. तो क्लटर्ड मार्केट था, रेड ओशन था, ब्लू ओशन में घूमना था हमको, रेड ओशन में पढ़ना ही नहीं था. वहाँ पे एवरीबडी एंड देयर ग्रैंडमदर्स वाज रनिंग अ विला ड्यूरिंग पोस्ट कोविड. स्मॉल फ्लाई बाय नाइट ऑपरेटर्स दे स्टार्टेड पिकिंग 1 or 2 विलाज एंड ऐसे 50 लोग आ गए गोवा में. छोटा 4 बंगलो, 5 बंगलो, अभी सब थक गए, सब निकल जा रहे हैं वापस.
Goa is Goa as bad as they're saying it is? Keeps
So
losing its
Goa
sheen and so on?
has outpriced itself. Okay.
But it's not correcting, no? Or is it correcting?
No, it's not correcting. The reason it's not correcting is the underlying land and that price is just shooting through the roof. So see, whatever I say, na Shantanu, that it's a return on ego. End of the day, even an HNI thinks of return on investment. तो अगर वो 20 करोड़ डाल रहा है और 4 साल पहले 4 करोड़ डाल रहा था, तो 20 करोड़ का उसका वैल्यूएशन एक्सपेक्टेशन रहता है, तो वो बोलता है कि मेरा इतना मिनिमम पर नाइट ARR होना चाहिए, उसके नीचे मैं बेचूंगा नहीं. बट मार्केट रियलिटी सेज नो बॉस, आई एम नॉट विलिंग टू पे यू दैट मच, आई विल गो टू थाईलैंड. दैट
तो क्या खाली रहने देता है उसको?
हाँ, so that market reality is coming. So which is why the fly-by-night operators are exiting. Which is why structured players like me are saying, okay, now is the time to enter Goa. Because
Long-term leases and so
now
on.
I will look at people who have a long-term view. Homeowners who have rational expectations. People who say, you know what, I would rather go with high-quality guests than a 3-year business where I'm making money, but my villa looks like a rundown place.
Interesting.
है ना?
तो गोवा एक हो गया, और कौन सा मार्केट लग रहा है आपको?
North had a terrible this year. वो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर से लेके then the El Nina and that whole
pollution.
landslides and monsoon and all kinds
The
of.
pollution will get screwed, na, North India.
No, so Gurgaon is bad. Good for my business because now everybody will get out of Gurgaon.
Dehradun and all that.
Everywhere it's nice and blue and crisp. So it's good now.
But you, for example, you have like a 2-month package, like where someone can take a villa for 2 months.
Nobody stays there. Nobody stays. These are all romantic ideas. कि मैं जाके वहाँ रहूँगा 2 महीना.
नहीं होता है वो.
I can't stay, I am telling you, I run this business. I can't stay without my tennis every second day, third day. I have to come back to Bombay and play. मेरे को वो वहाँ पे मिलेगा नहीं, मेरे को ग्रुप नहीं मिलेगा, कोर्ट मिलेगा, ग्रुप नहीं मिलेगा, खेलूँ किसके साथ? I am a social animal, right? And I need
Most
that.
people are.
And urban centers, create that, that bonding and that whatever. If you're
I think वो North India का use case हो सकता है, लेकिन you might
हाँ.
have to think about it.
हाँ, चलो आइडिया अच्छा है, मैं अभी ट्राई करूँगा.
Like Dehradun, Mussoorie, like Chandigarh, Jaipur tak, in that.
See, I have not given up on this. I
Budget
keep
idea.
saying, I have not given up on this couple idea. So I have created a subcategory called escapes,
Okay.
where you can take a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom with a private jacuzzi and a pool, beautiful Insta views and all of that. Baba, Insta is the driver. Okay, this bald head is not going to sell much beyond a point. वो Instagram पे विला देख के खरीदने वाला है. तो
I think वो है नहीं, not couple, but just generally people getting away with families, small nuclear families.
है ना?
You can't get 10 people together, but a family of 4.
हाँ. In fact, it's very interesting. The propensity to spend is higher when the group size is smaller.
Yeah, per person, no?
हाँ, अगर 4 लोग हैं ना तो मैं ज़्यादा खर्चा करूँगा. 10 लोग हैं तो the lowest common denominator comes in and actually the price starts falling.
Yeah.
So that is the reality. But I get room night, so I'm a little,
you're
my sweet spot is here, but I want to try this out.
नहीं, try कर सकते हो आप. I think
है
you
ना?
can try. And what are you thinking? So again, to answer your question, I don't think product is the right.
है ना?
It's too hard. Reward effort ratio आप जो बोल रहे हो उसमें कम रहेगा.
हाँ.
I think going deeper on use cases.
Why do you say dominate Maharashtra, go deeper in Maharashtra?
Because you are saying the
हाँ,
supply is
वो तो है ही and demand भी है because Bombay Pune जैसा belt है, Mumbai Pune Navi Mumbai, that whole corridor, Nasik is exploding.
gorgeous, yaar. Cities, see, if you go east towards even Nagpur, Vidarbha, for example, will have its own beauty. Right?
Huh.
There's Nasik, then there is the whole Konkan belt is beautiful all the way down to
Correct.
Goa and
Correct.
This thing. enough supply,
Supplies.
enough places.
So it's very
Access
interesting.
to airports is high.
It's very interesting for me. It's the market. That market is best where the supply and demand is in the same place.
Correct.
Now I'll explain to you what that means. Which means the South Mumbai guy
Would
who
Alibag.
owns a bungalow in Alibag and the audience that consumes the bungalow in Alibag both stay in South Mumbai.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So the supply may be in Alibag, but the owner stays in South Mumbai. The
Consumer
customer also stays in South Mumbai. When there is a disconnect, which is where I am struggling in North, where there is a disconnect where the
So the homeowner is in Delhi, the home is in Dehradun, and the consumer is in Chandigarh. for
हाँ ये सब जो होता है ना तो there I struggle.
That's a good point.
हाँ so it's a
And the struggle is is to convert demand, not because of operations.
yes the operational कोई challenge नहीं होता है but
Staff and all availability is
हाँ
very high.
वो सब now I think there is a method in which that has been cracked.
Interesting. You're right. तो मेरे हिसाब से as a business person ना, do the easiest thing.
है ना
आसान चीज
क्यों
करो.
difficult चीज
Again,
करने
this is one of
का?
those की no, we have again been taught कि जितना डिफिकल्ट चीज उतना बड़ा पॉट ऑफ गोल्ड.
कुछ नहीं है सर
ऐसा कुछ नहीं. आसान shortest path from A to B.
4SPF हाँ,
From
open
where the
shortest
core
path
flies,
first.
that's
हाँ,
it.
I agree.
This is how to do it. But IPO plan, you have spoken about it a little bit. Like, are you guys thinking of going public? It's a
See, yeah, I think that's the clear.
how are valuations happening in the space?
So not as good. I would like it to be sales of multiple of at least 3-4.
Okay.
But it's ranging in 2-2.5. So that's the model. But I
And
feel,
consolidation होगा इसमें देवन?
see, there's a very high likelihood. Global players will come. Bigger players will enter. Marriotts will come. The bigger guys will actually.
Tribune,
look at this.
Accor have got into a strategic
Accor will
partnership.
get all of that will happen. It is only good for the industry because the industry gets repute, respect, and a lot of credibility, and it will force us to look at our business model every few years to say, "Bhai, मैं नया क्या करूँ? How do I stand out?"
Yeah, also you're right, man. In this space, na, building is so much harder.
Yeah.
Like you buying an asset which is ready, an operator which has gone deep, is just something easy for like a Marriott to do if they decide to.
If they decide
get
to.
into it.
But Taj also thought so, na. They also thought that they'll shake a tree and 100 homes will come. But they are still at 200 after how many years? 2019 they started.
6 years.
6 साल हो गए अभी भी 200-250 पे पहुंचे. So it's not as easy,
Yeah.
right? But it's not that tough. If you complicate things for yourself, then and you try to over-engineer stuff, you will never scale.
Yeah.
But if you keep it a little light and easy on the ops and trust the willingness of the customer to wink at a few things because the disproportionate value on the other side is so high,
Yeah,
right?
makes a lot of sense.
Then the customer says, यार दो तीन चीज गलत गया, doesn't matter, I love them. I believe in them, I love them, what they're doing.
How is Oyo doing?
They are not in my segment.
No, but in general-
I have not even tracked.
I was thinking, my mind went to like
हाँ
venture fundedness of the industry.
हाँ
So then
not as much in ours. So our competitors have raised.
You have how much? Like you have raised from how many investors?
Only 6 cents. That too only $2 million, $2.5 million.
Oh,
That
so-
too 2019. After that we are on our own. We
So
are
only
Oyo.
raised 15 crores. That's
Huh?
it. Only 15 crores till date.
Huh.
That's incredible, dude.
Yeah.
That is fantastic return
And
on
that too
capital.
we burnt all our capital in COVID. We were left with some 3-4 crores of capital. And we pulled it off, and then we put a structured plan to saying that what are we doing? How are we actually making ourselves profitable? We put a path to profitability, kick-started the whole operating leverage kickoff. So today we are 3% EBITDA. Last year we were 2%. Earlier we were 1%. उसके पहले -3%, -7%, -10%.
Wow.
So अभी 3 तक आ गए. हमको जब हम 10% पहुँचेंगे, okay, then we'll do an IPO. Clear है?
And
हाँ तभी सो वी आर डेलिबरेटिंग कि SME करना है, प्राइवेट प्लेसमेंट करना है, फैमिली ऑफिस से करना है, बट वी हैव नॉट रेज. सो माई कॉम्पिटिटर्स हैव रेज 100 crores ईच.
कौन है?
विस्टा ने 100 crore रेज किया है.
Stay
विस्टा ने. देन आई थिंक एलिवास हैज रेज्ड 100 crores.
Elivas किसका है?
ऋत्विक खरे, स्टॉलवर्ट, MMT, ex-MMT guy.
But does it belong to like a bigger brand or something?
No.
Who came to me recently saying I am from Elivas?
अच्छा.
I thought Elivas was your brand.
No. Elivas is started by a great guy called Ritwik.
Okay.
He was heading the homestays division of Make My Trip. saw the opportunity and actually got. He's doing very well. He raised money from Peak 15 and those guys.
Acha.
So they have all of my competitors are well funded.
Elevas, huh?
Yeah, they have 100 crores. We've chosen the little thoda Maharashtrian mentality hai shayad, but I think now is the time to race. Now is the time to actually unlock some value, raise some capital.
And pound for pound to pound, like similar propositions, like you feel like they're worthy competitors.
Of course, they're worthy competitors. Of course, I mean it's a fantastic space that see जितने competitor बढ़ते हैं ना, उतना I think the industry benefits because they are doing your marketing, they are doing your evangelizing. Everybody is doing together. Yeah. So जितने player बढ़ेंगे, so I think there will be a cap on 6-7 players. Then there will be consolidation happening. 2-3 people will merge. Some buyouts will happen. Taj will buy somebody. कुछ ना कुछ तो होगा. तो
बहुत सही. But travel नहीं जा रहा कहीं.
ट्रैवल तो कहीं नहीं जा रहा है दोस्त.
ये लगेज, ये bags. Do you know? I was at the airport. I was at the airport and I was waiting for my bag to come. Okay. हर दूसरे बैग पे वो येलो जिपर. मतलब मोकोबारा का क्या बढ़िया मार्केट शेयर हो गया. फिर मैं देख रहा हूँ वो मोकोबारा का बैग है ही नहीं. सारे लोगों ने वो येलो जिपर लगा दिया. क्या कॉपी मार दिया यार. But the moment something catches up, it's amazing. Like a safari or a VIP copying designs like this. Yeah. It's crazy.
Unthinkable.
So people are like, you're seeing large companies move quickly.
Yes.
You're seeing luggage become big. Yes. You're seeing flights, like for example,
I'll tell you, we are doing a tie-up with one of the salon companies. We figured that before travel, every woman wants to look best in the Insta photos. तो वो तो फेशियल कराएगी, हेयर मेकअप सब कराएगी, नेल्स पेडिक्योर ये वो, बिकॉज फोटो में चमक रहा है ना पूरा. तो वी टाइड अप विद अ सैलून एंड salon chain of salon JCB, एक्सक्लूसिव टाइप दोनों का. यू गो टू SaffronStays, आप बुकिंग दिखाओ, आपको JCB पे बिफोर द बुकिंग डिस्काउंट एंड पोस्ट बुकिंग टैन रिमूवल सर्विस. बिकॉज हम गोवा से भी टैन आ गए. तो हमने ऐसे यूनिक, वी आर जस्ट लॉन्चिंग दैट एंड आई एम जस्ट probably speaking into a
little out of release it after its launch. That's amazing. That is amazing. So Deven, I think this has been a fantastic deep dive into the space, into you as an entrepreneur. Congratulations on, I did not know this was this capital efficient. I thought you had raised a lot more money, but to build a 120 crore business, so many villas, such we obviously were recipients of the hospitality at Sindhudurg in Araqila, but really looking forward to your IPO, and thank you for sharing with our viewers depth about what it takes to build a brand with love, because the insights around homeliness, how to create that product in service was amazing. And
thank you.
We will actually want to do maybe a couple of roundtables around hospitality a part of the season. We realize the roundtables works. We'll get Rahul and Sid from Tribo.
Amazing.
Want to get a couple of more people from, maybe some of the larger hotel chains, for example, Marriott or Taj or whatever, and do a roundtable on what it's like from a consumer standpoint now.
Killer.
So we should do 1 or 2 more. Hopefully this is the first of many interactions.
It's a pleasure coming here. I have never been interviewed in this kind of depth and scrutinized and questioned on many aspects which I don't think I've ever spoken so freely.
I'm glad you did. And I'm hoping that people who watch, come to, and I hope that, when they watch and they meet you or they're your guests at your hotels, you will start realizing...
Homes.
At your homes, you will get a sense of how you and Tejas should actually build this narrative out, because through the screen, you talk about Instagram so much. Through the screen, you and Tejas are basically welcoming people into your home.
Absolutely.
And this is the best way to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You have to do it.
Awesome. Thank you.
That's why you look awesome.
Thank you very much. Lovely.
Thank you. Perfect.